So double XP is here at the moment, or you might even have yourself an XP booster and you want to know what is the best game mode to play. So don't worry, we've gone ahead and played every single game mode once using the same gun and the same class to see which one maximizes your XP the most. Now, the gun that we ended up using for the whole video was the MP5. Out of 5 games, we got it up to level 16, with one game giving us a +4 in terms of level ups. We leveled up 4 times, and one game being not the best. So let's jump into the video, sit down, grab yourself a drink. We're going to break down every single game mode, the pros and cons, and we're going to see which one is the best for you. So starting off with the first game mode, we are on the map Liberty playing Hotshot. If you don't know what Hotshot is, it's very similar to Kill Confirm from Call of Duty. So essentially how it works, every time you kill somebody, you get yourself a token. If you die, you drop a token. Now we are going to be using the Phantom with the MP5 throughout the entire of the video to see how far we can level it up. But as you can see here, we are picking up a couple kills here, getting extra 50 points. So that means every kill you get and you pick up a token, you're actually getting 150 points, which would then be 300 points towards your XP with the double XP booster. Now, a couple pros and cons with this game mode. As you can see right now, we managed to get to the end of the map within the first couple seconds of the game starting. And then that has actually essentially flipped the spawns over. So we spend a good 30 seconds trying to find any enemies, which is a waste of XP if you were to use a booster. And we have to make sure we win our gunfights in that scenario. But it does pick up a little bit later on. I'm going to show you some tactics in this video on how we managed to do that. Because if you pick up a lot of the tokens and have the most tokens on you, you turn into the Hotshot, which means everybody on your radar can see you and everybody is attacking that person. So I start sticking closer to the Hotshot themselves, and you can see here 300 points from them 2 kills, pushing our way through, and that person in front of me there is the Hotshot. So you kind of want to protect that person if it's not you yourself, and pick up these loose tokens when you can. So you can see there, we got ourselves around, what's that, 400 points easy from that little transaction. And if we did die or survive there, you saw there was 6 tokens on the floor, meaning that was 300 points extra. Now, we have got our ult, and because we're running Phantom, the ult isn't the most important when it comes to this situation. But you can see here in this game mode alone, we've already gone up to level 3 just playing in the first couple rounds. Now, the game typically lasts around 10 to 15 minutes, depending on how good your team is. But at this minute in time, we are getting close to endgame. We are just trying to maintain collecting tokens and much more. Now, unfortunately, spoiler alert, we don't manage to win this game, but I'll explain you the importance of winning and not winning as we get through. But you can see here, we are just looking to try push through, pick up as many tokens as we can as we get one here. We managed to, unfortunately, lose this gunfight, but we did pick the token up as we get ourselves 100 points, as you saw there. And we are just trying to maximize. Now, like I say, unfortunately, we lose, and we didn't get first in the leaderboards. Now, if you are first in your leaderboard, you actually get 2,000 XP for coming first. You get 2,000 XP for winning, and 2,000 XP for completing the match. On top of that, you can get additional XP by voting somebody. That's going to give you 100 XP. And if somebody votes you, that's an extra 200 per vote. So you can see there, we got ourselves 300. We came second on the leaderboard, doing really, really well in terms of gameplay. Let's head over and have a look how we did in terms of our leveling up. So you see here, we grind up a little bit on the battle pass. We went from level 1 all the way up to level 4 and almost at halfway through that from that game mode. Now we are going to move over to Occupy. Now, if you don't know what Occupy is very similar to Headquarters that's in Call of Duty. There is one base that everybody has to go and attack. You either have to defend it and try and take it back if you don't have it. Now, I do like this game mode, but again, it is very team-based like all game modes. So you can see here, we push the zone and we get ourselves 5 points every second we're controlling the zone. Now, unfortunately, it becomes very, very difficult to hold certain zones, and you are running a lot to each zone. Luckily enough, as you are pushing through, it does tell you where the next zone is going to be. So the more kills you get on the zone and the more defense you do on the zone, the more points you're going to get. And as you can see here, we are pushing ourselves through nearer to endgame. We're absolutely dominating as a team. I lose that gunfight, but it's not a problem. I now have my Ultra, and I'm going to go ahead and use the Ultra on the zone. Now, all of a sudden, you're going to see the points multiply massively. I need somebody in the comment section down below to let me know if this actually levels up the main gun or not. I believe it doesn't. But then again, this doesn't class as a gun, so maybe it does. I don't really know, but you want to use that anyway to maximize your points to climb up the leaderboard. And worst case scenario, that's going to happen. But you can see here, we are getting some absolutely crazy points as the ticker's going up. And not only that, we managed to pick off a few kills as well to really maximize it. But you can see grenades are flying. As long as your teammates are playing the objective well, we pick up 3 kills here to really boost up our points. And this is why I like this game mode a lot. I think Occupy is a really good one, especially if you've got a good team to push through or you're playing with your friends in the squad. But you can see there we are doing very, very well. Moving over to the end of the game. And the games typically last about 10 to 15 minutes, again, depending on your team. We absolutely dominated our team there. See that big win. And you'll see now with the points that we managed to gain from that. 2,000 XP for winning and 2,000 XP for completing the game. Unfortunately, I wasn't the best player. This guy was, so he got the extra 2,000 points. But we had to go ahead and show you the leaderboards and what we managed to get in terms of scoring. As always, voting and trying to get a vote ourselves to get 300 XP minimum is important every time. So you guys should be just voting anyway. Even if you don't get a vote yourself, you are getting 100 XP. So there is our score. Again, playing very well on objective. KD doesn't matter too much in terms of kills or deaths, but let's head a look and have a look at what we leveled up. So again, climbing up the battle pass a little bit, heading over to our weapons. We went from level 4 all the way up to level 6 and 3/4. So at the minute in time, Hotspot is taking the hot shot spot, if you like, in terms of third. Now we are into domination. If you've never played Domination before or don't know what it is, or you do know what it is exactly the same as Call of Duty, Battlefield, and every other game. There are 3 zones that you need to take. You start off with the zone in front of you. There's a zone in their spawn, and there's one in the middle. Now, as you can see here, you get yourself 25 points every time it ticks. At the start, you get yourself a lot of points. You can see here, we get 275. Double that, we're over, obviously over 500 points, easy. Now, the issue I have with this, particularly in this map, Zone B is always the messiest zone to get. Of course, it's in the middle. You can see here we hold out. We're just trying to stack up any of the defensive bonuses we can get and try and take the zone. Now, unfortunately, with this game mode in particular, there is a lot of people shutting up behind you and shooting you. And you can see here, you always start back at the first zone that you originally spawned in. And then you waste like 10 seconds getting back into the fight. Now, unfortunately, in this moment here, which will happen to you a lot, we traded. I killed him, he killed me. So I've wasted like 10 seconds to get there, only to get 100 points. And now you can see the same thing. Another quick tip as well, or not even tip, make sure you learn the map. So here I got a little bit lost because I've never played this map before. Couldn't find the way to go, but then I decided what would happen if you went and took a zone by yourself. So I went to run around the far side. And unfortunately, another thing that's going to happen, as you saw there as well, lots of random grenades are going to pick you off as you move through. It is something a little bit out of your control. Of course, there's nothing you can do about it. But it is a little bit frustrating. As you can see here, the game is very, very close. We are trying to take back B as much as possible, using our barriers and our abilities when we can. Unfortunately, I was absolutely terrible with my shots there, and I managed to get shot in the back again. So for me personally, I don't enjoy domination that much. I used to love it in Call of Duty. Not so much in this. I need to give it a little bit more time. There are a few guns that do need balancing in situations, but you can see here this happens a lot. I spawn, I trade, and blah, blah, blah. We managed to lose the game, unfortunately, but we did come first. There's 2,000 points, plus completing the game another 2,000. So 4,000 XP as we pop up there. So in terms of objective, we did really well to maximize as much XP as we could. And you can see here, doing the same thing, voting, getting 200 and then an extra 100 back from voting. So 300 XP each time. And we came first, and you can see the scores there. Let's have a look at what we managed to level up. And you can see here, as we make our way over to the XP on our weapon, we went from level 6 all the way up to level 9. So we went up 3 levels in domination. So in terms of XP, it's really, really good. Heading over to our next one here, we're in zone control. Now, zone control, I'm not the biggest fan of. Again, loading up with the same loadout we have done from the start of the video. Trying to keep it as fair as possible. Now, in my opinion, this zone control is possibly the worst. Now, you can see here, it takes 20 seconds to start the game, whether you're attacking or defending. So that's 20 seconds you've lost already. How zone control works is you have 2 zones. If the opponent takes the zone over, you then go back to further zones and etc. and etc. So you see here, we get ourselves a double, level up our gun nice and early. But then here's the big problem. We have to wait 4 seconds, and then we have to run all the way back there from our spawn, which, as you can see here, takes you around 10 seconds, depending on how far away the zone is. And on average, you're looking at 10 seconds. So you lose about 15 seconds every single time. And as you can imagine, you're trying to win the zone back, and what will happen is you're going to die again straight away if you don't do very well. So again, that's another 4 seconds we've lost, then another 10 seconds on top. So we round it up to 15. We've lost on average 30 seconds getting back to the zone. Now we're going to flip over to attack because it is a 2-round base. Now these games typically average between 10 minutes a round. So you are looking at 20 minutes, which is a bonus. If you've got a 20-minute XP, this is going to be gone in this entire game. But you can see here again, we are waiting 20 seconds for the gates to open. That's your XP being ticked down slowly. Now, they did say they are going to patch this or update it when the actual season starts. So we are in pre-season at the moment. And it's only going to change when you're in-game. But you're still going to lose your XP at this whenever that happens. So you can see here, we're protected. But we can't push out just yet because we are going to get ambushed. So we managed to push out using our abilities. And then start trying to pick them off one by one. Now, eventually, you are going to make it into the zone as we do here. As a team, we are going on the left-hand side. And every time you are in the zone, you're going to get 25 points per counter. And you can see here we're on 75, 100, plus getting kills on top. So if you are in the zone and you are doing really well offensively, you are going to stack up the points very quickly. Very similar to how domination works. The difference between this and domination is look how far away you have to run every single time. Whether you're attacking or defending, it really doesn't matter. We managed to get back to the zone, hold out for a few points, and then manage to eventually take it and then move on to the next. Now, we are going to skip to the end of the game now. And as you can see, we managed to get ourselves the win, which is a really good win in the end. We only just won, but we took over the zones as much as we needed to. And you can see here, we got 6,000 XP. I came first, we won and completed the match. So 6,000 XP for doing that, which can level up us overall, our battle pass, and a little bit of our weapons. Let's head over to the scoreboard. You can see here, we did the classic vote, 300 XP for voting somebody, getting voted ourselves. And then we can see now what we have leveled up overall. So a little bit more on the battle pass here. And we took our weapon from level 9 all the way up to level 13. So we did get a lot there. Bearing in mind, I did die a lot, as you can see here. And we were just doing the objective. That leaves us to our last game mode, which is Escort. Now, this is personally my favorite game mode to play, but possibly one of the worst for XP. First of all, like the other game mode, 30 seconds you are waiting for the gates to open. Takes a very, very long time for the gates to open. That's the same if you're attacking or defending. So you are going to lose about 30 seconds within the beginning of the game, no matter what. So that's a really long time, especially on a 20-minute XP. And as you can see here, as the gates are about to open, we find ourselves in a situation. Now, depending on where you're going to be, typically the first couple gunfights you have at the start of this game mode, you're probably going to lose because they have their spawn barriers and they are very, very well organized in terms of how the map creation is. But you can see here, we're almost 40 seconds in, no action just yet. But we finally do get to some action. Unfortunately, a grenade gets us. And then we have to wait 4 seconds on top of that. And then we have to run all the way back from where we are. So potentially, we've lost 1 minute of XP as we're going through. Now, obviously, it's double weekend in terms of XP, so you don't have to worry as much. But if you are using the booster, this is a big problem. Like, you've lost a minute of your XP, and unfortunately, I didn't get to kill anybody yet. Now, if you are attacking, it is a little bit different, and I'll show you, but I am trying to play objective again to maximize points. So you can see here, we are just trying to push this as it goes round. And of course, if you are sitting on it and you manage to get it into this contested and get yourself a kill, you get a lot of points. And you can see there, double kill there. Unfortunately, we do get picked off at the top. But again, waiting 4 seconds in. Now we're going to switch over to attacking to show you the other side of it. So again, waiting 30 seconds. So no matter what, you lose 1 minute of XP in this game mode. It's completely out of your control. You cannot do anything about it. And I get a little bit bored and frustrated waiting, as you can see. As we move into the round, as the round starts, we are looking to push it. And unfortunately, this is extremely team-based, and my team wasn't really pushing the objective that much. So I had to stay away from the objective and try and pick them off one by one. Because every time that I went to push the objective, I just kept getting picked off because it was only me doing it on my own, which is extremely frustrating, especially if you know you've got XP boosters on. But we do manage to control the game eventually. The team sort of pulls themselves together with only 20-odd seconds left to be able to push the cargo over. But you can see they are camping it really, really well. Now, I was unlucky that I didn't get myself the shield off. But you can see how far we have to keep running back and forth. Now, it's the same as we progress on. We're near the end now. You can see here, not very long left to take this over. Pushing ourselves through, and that guy has his alternative. Now, if you didn't know, you can actually kill these by running in and shooting them. I was very unlucky not to get the kill there, but we got the assist. But you can see here, we spawn. We are now running through, and you can just see how long this takes every single time. I generally think you probably waste about 2 to 3 minutes on average per game in Escort on just losing your XP by running. The same with Occupy as well. It is crazy how long it takes, but we do manage to get ourselves a double kill here, and unfortunately get picked off again. And our team is now starting to lose in terms of objective. We've only got 35 seconds to get ourselves through to the next checkpoint to keep the time going. Now, this game mode can end really quickly as well. I don't want it to seem like it doesn't. But if your team is solely running the objective, you could probably finish it in about 2 minutes. So it is something to be a little bit careful of as we go to push the objective now, because no one's playing objective apart from me. And I know I have to get it onto the checkpoint, and that's what we do. Boost up our time, and then I use my Ultra, possibly at the wrong time, but I was just trying to maximize the XP, but didn't realize somebody was behind me. But because the spawn points have moved, we are really close to the action now, as you can see, and we can just jump straight into the game and get ourselves underway. Now, we are going to be aggressively pushing this because I'm desperate to win. I want to win every single time. I want to get that 4,000 XP minimum. If I'm not going to be first in the game, I want to get 4,000 XP. And luckily for me, my team decided to start playing the objective nearer to the end. And as you can see here, we start aggressively pushing this through as that guy disappears for some reason. I have no idea where he went. But you can see here, we're pushing this objective all the way around. We're getting so many XP bonuses for doing the objective as well. And if you look at the ticker, we're on 400 plus points now. And we managed to push our way through. Now, it gets a little bit closer. You can see here it gets a bit harder. And, unfortunately, we do get picked off. We've got 550 points for the objective, plus an additional 200 XP of the bonus. And we managed to push through. But let's go ahead and skip to the end of the game now. And you can see where we ended up. And as you can see here, in terms of where we ended, we didn't win. Sorry, we won the game. I didn't come first. But we did win, which is that 4,000 XP, which is exactly what we want. In terms of scoreboards, as you have a look here, we did okay. Got our 300 XP as always, and we leveled our Gamma all the way up to 16 from 13. So 3 levels there. So after all of that research, that now leaves us with the best to worst in terms of game modes. Now, I'm going to go off with Hotshot being the best. In my opinion, you don't have to be the best at the game, and you can still get so much XP. Then the second one for me is actually going to be Domination, very closely followed by Occupied. Then we have Escort as the fourth. Now, I actually prefer this game mode the most, but in terms of maximizing your XP, this is number 4. Leaving Zone Control at last. Now, if you have any questions about anything, comment down below. If you want to see some more videos like this, please let me know. If you do have any questions about anything you don't understand in any of the games, or you want something to be covered, also let me know. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.